Okay, we're back at it. As you can see, I've got the Blue Man Crew look going on. The reason for that is I've got the hood of the Red Sea Max at the 45-degree position, which allows the light to escape and make me look blue as blue can be. But anyway, we're going to flip the camera around. I'm going to try to do this all one-handed. I hope I can get it done. But we're going to flip it off, and I'll be right back to you again. Hold on. Alright, so like I said, we're going to do a water change. I'm not going to film the whole water change, but just the steps of it, maybe a little bit of it. But I've got my siphon. I think there's a brand called the Python that is the same situation. It's a 25-foot tube that will siphon the water and, for that matter, some of the dirt or dirt out of a freshwater tank or the algae out of a saltwater tank, which I'm going to try to get some of these pieces of algae that you see here in the tank out. I've got 10 gallons of water mixed up. Sorry, it's a little dark, with my pump and my filler tube. The water measures out at about 1.025 specific gravity or salinity, and we've figured out through some mathematical prowess that I need to drop the tank level about 3 inches for 10 gallons of water. You do the math. It's a 66-gallon tank. See if I'm close. We're going to find out, because if I drop it 3 inches and I don't have enough water ready to go, guess what? I get to mix some more. But anyway, this water's been mixed up for about a day. The chlorine is out of it, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to turn on the siphon. You do that by simply pulling this into the down position on your siphon and turning on the cold water. As you can see, I've got this running on the garbage disposal side. And the reason I do that is for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm going to be siphoning up some crud, and also I may get a little sand as I'm doing the siphon. So as I siphon it up, if I get a little sand on the disposal side, actually the sand, if it's not in excess, does not hurt the disposal too much. So here we go. Oh, by the way, all pumps, skimmer, heater, and everything else should be turned off at this point. And as you can see, it's starting to siphon, and we'll give you a little shot of what this looks like. And I'm going to try to get this algae out of here. We'll see how it goes, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. Alright, so we've removed about 3 inches of water, counting the water that's up in the top area here of the tank. But I wanted to run a couple of hints by you on the siphon system, whether it's for salt or fresh water. Number one, at Home Depot or Lowe's probably, you can buy a faucet strainer or tip removal tool. They're a couple of bucks, and it saves putting a pair of vice grips or a pliers and damaging your the faucet strainer that goes on the end of your faucet. So you just slide that on there, or not. Put it on there, and it's two-sided. It's got different fittings for both sides, depending on the size of the faucet, and it fits most faucets. You just give it a couple of turns, and your faucet's back in order. Alright, the second tip is on your Python or strainer. The standard tip that comes with the siphon kit is plastic, and most people don't know that this particular thing comes apart. And I'm going to try to do it here without being a complete fool. But it does come apart so that you've got this piece and the piece that's here on the ground. Now, the reason I tell you that is the top part of that is the part that threads up into your faucet. And I've run into the fact that this has plastic threads on it and strips out easily and can also come loose when you're doing your siphoning or adding water. So you can see I've put a metal piece that's exactly the same as the plastic one in the end of this siphon tip, and it obviously will never come out of the faucet and will not strip out as easily as well. So that's another little helpful tip. So now what the next stage is just like when we added the water to the tank new, we're going to fire up our pump. We're going to use our handy dandy Jeff's homemade sprayer nozzle, and so we don't stir things up too much, and we're going to fill her back up, and I'll be right back with you once we do that. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the majority of the algae removed from the seabed. Took up a little sand with it, but not a terrible amount. And now I've got my handy dandy nozzle, and believe it or not, there's water coming out of there. And it's coming out a little slower than if it was coming directly out of the tube, but as you can see, it's also not disturbing the reef. It's basically pointed right at the reef. And you can see there's a little bit of flow coming out of it on the torch coral there as well. So we're going to get it filled up. The one thing, another couple hints here is once you get it to the overflow height, or a little above it actually, you need to turn the pumps back on, because you want to fill it up with the pumps running to make sure that you know, once you turn the pumps on, that the overflow doesn't suck up half the water you meant to have in there, and now you've got to add more. So as soon as it gets up above the overflow level, we'll turn the pumps back on and see how everything goes. But it looks like we got a pretty happy tank. Nothing much closed up during the whole process, and we're good to go. So we'll be back with you once the tank is completely full. Alright, there's the full tank. Everything's done. We're done with the water change. I was about 1.5 gallons, I would guess, long of what I put back in the tank. So the next time I'll know to lower it a little bit more. But you know, we got over 10% changed out, probably 11 or 12%, and that's a good start. We'll take some water tests tomorrow and see how everything looks. One other quick helpful hint, and then we'll call it a day, is everything that you're using is tubes, siphons, pumps, etc. You're running salt water through. So if you're new to the hobby, make absolutely sure that you rinse everything you use out with regular fresh water, and then blow the hoses out to get as much water out of them before you put them away and store them. Obviously, you don't want salt building up if you don't rinse them out with clear water, and you don't want mold or algae building up if you don't get as much water blown out of them as possible. So that's my last hint for the night. We'll give you an update on how the ick situation is going in the next day or so. But thanks again to everybody for watching these videos. I think we're going to make 3 of them tonight. And check back soon, check back often. Let your friends in the hobby, let them know about my Red Sea Max videos, and we'll see you soon. Thanks again.